Okay, this is Dr. Patterson, and I'm interviewing her for my TSU Local History Project. So, when and where were you born?
I was born in Houston, Texas. I'm a native Houstonian by way of Jeanerette, Louisiana, and I was born in 1945, November 10th.
You sugar Dr. Patterson.
Yes.
Okay, how did you enjoy growing up in Houston?
I loved it. I guess I was kind of separate. I didn't get to go very many places until after I finished high school. So I loved it. I loved the city itself. I moved 2 or 3 places around the city in my earlier years.
Do you remember any particular events that were related to racism that occurred in Houston?
Most the most that impacted me was the ones in my educational field, where I was one of the first black high school teachers at Sam Houston High School here in the city, which was mostly a white school, and the kickers were quite predominant in that community. And when the year of the Singleton happened in 1970, around that year is where they took most of us black teachers uh, and put us in white schools. And white teachers that were poor teachers, the poor ones, they put in the black schools. So that hindered the black students, and where the white students during that era got better quality education because they picked the better blacks. The racism occurred primarily as a push of the Black Panthers and the kickers within the community. We had to shut school a whole week and counsel with our students and let them know that the black skin would not rub off on them, all kind of phobias that they were exposed to in terms of communication with other ethnic groups.
Wow, okay. Um, did your parents discuss racism with you?
Not directly, but indirectly, as opposed to what they had experienced. My aunt, my mother's sister, she was a cook in the River Oaks area of the city of Houston, the predominantly white area during that time, and Republican. So she became what you call part of the family of the people she worked for. She helped raise the kids, pick them up from school. She did the dinner parties, so they considered her as part of their family. Even when the kids grew up and got married, she was sitting with the family, and that was a unique situation. Even when she retired or was disabled to work for them, she had no social security, but they paid her. They gave her a check every month. So there were some aspects of the racist era that were very positive, other than the school incidents that I experienced.
Can you share that with me? School incidents?
I did with the Black Panthers and
Yeah.
now the other thing, I have 3 degrees, and the last degree, the terminal degree, I started at University of Houston around the corner, was at that time predominantly white. I had experienced only the black institutions primarily up until that point as a student. So I got a real shake-up when I went there, and as one of my professor friends said, my B was really an A, and it's nothing I could do to rebuttal it, very little, because they just nitpicked your papers and stuff like that that you wrote. So I just felt that. But then again, keep in mind, uh, the black institutions kind of treated us a little bit more like family people. We can walk in and to their offices and set appointment times, and we could talk with them. A lot of the professors that I had at the University of Houston were what you call adjunct professors, part-time. So they were not always around. Whereas the professors that I had at Texas Southern were always